Welcome to Junior Central School, Class 7, Chapter-1, Nutrition in the Plants. Last class we have discussed what are the nutrition, how the plants get nutrients that we have discussed. The autotrophs, heterotrophs that we have discussed, and even photosynthesis process also discussed. Along you have learned that the plants can synthesize, synthesize carbohydrate. Along with the carbohydrate, the plants can synthesize protein and fats also. The plants can synthesize protein and fats also. The carbohydrates are made of carbon and hydrogen and oxygen. The carbohydrate is made of carbon, hydrogen and oxygen. The carbohydrate, along with the carbohydrate, the plants can also synthesize protein and fats. The protein is a nitrogenous compounds. Nitrogen compounds. The plants require nitrogen compound. The nitrogen gas is present in atmosphere more. The plants cannot get that. The plants cannot absorb that atmospheric nitrogen. So that's why the rhizobium bacteria is present in the soil. That rhizobium bacteria that can convert atmospheric nitrogen into nitrate form. That can convert atmospheric nitrogen into nitrate. That will passes through for the plant body. Along with the carbohydrates, the plants can also synthesize proteins and fats. The plants require nitrogen compounds. That nitrogen gas is present in the atmosphere more, but that nitrogen gas the plants cannot absorb. With the help of the rhizobium bacteria which is present in the soil, with the help of that rhizobium bacteria itself, the nitrogen gas that can absorb the rhizobium bacteria and then that can convert it into nitrate compound that will passes throughout the soil and also enrich the soil. The soil also near the and also enrich the soil. Even the farmers also adding the fertilizers. Even when they were adding the fertilizers, they were using the nitrate compounds that can convert the nitrogen compounds that can convert the nitrate. Second one is other mode of nutrition in the plants. This is the first mode of nutrition in the plants. Second one is another mode of nutrition in the plants. Heterotrophs means other, trophs means nourishment. The organism, the plant which can feed, which can nourish on another plant surface, which can develop, which can grow on the another plant surface, those organisms are called heterotrophs. Even plants or animals also, we are also heterotrophs because we are dependent upon the plants. That's why we are also heterotrophs. The heterotroph is a mode of nutrition in which the organism growth on the another surface of the organism. Those are called as heterotrophic organism. Example, cuscuta plant and climbers. Climbers also is example for the heterotrophs. ಬಳ್ಳಿಗಳು ನೋಡಿದಿರಲ್ಲ, ಬಳ್ಳಿ ಒಂದು ಗಿಡದ ಮೇಲೆ ರೌಂಡ್ ಆಗಿ ಹಬ್ತಾ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. Because that needs support for their growth and development. Understand? That's why these are called as the heterotrophs. Hetero means other, trophs means nourishment. Example, climbers. Next one is host. The plants which can live or climb on the another surface of the plant body, that is called as host. The plant which can climb or live on another surface of the plant body, that is called as host. Next one is parasite. Parasite means a parasite is an organism that lives on or in another host organism and get its food and nourishment, that is called as parasite. Parasitic organisms are an organism which can live on another surface of the organism for their food and nourishment. Those organisms we can call it as the parasitic organism. Those organisms which can call it as the parasitic organism. Next one is insectivorous plants. Insectivorous plants. Example is pitcher plant, that you already know from 5th standard to till now you already know about the pitcher plant. Pitcher plant is an example for the insectivorous plants. Insectivorous plants means the plant which can eat. This is a plant which can eat or feeds the insect is about the lichens. Understand? Symbiosis means the organism which live together and share shelter and nutrients. This relationship we can call it as the symbiosis. Example, fungi. In that fungi, lichen is also one of the example. Saprotrophs means the mode of nutrition in which they absorb dead and decaying matter is called saprotrophs. The mode of saprotroph means the mode of nutrition in which the organism which can feed, which can absorb the dead and decaying matter, those are called as saprotrophic organism. The organism which can absorb dead and decaying matter, those organisms are called saprotrophic organism. Those organisms are called as saprotrophic organism. Next one is how nutrients are replenished in the soil. How the nutrients are replenished in the soil. The soil needs nutrients for the growth and development of the plant body. That's why the soil need a nutrient. That's why the farmers are every year, whenever they were start cultivating, they were adding the manure, organic manure, and then organic and inorganic fertilizers. They were adding organic and inorganic fertilizers. Manure means fertilizer. Manure means organic. That cow dung and some vegetable waste, plant waste, that all we are making in ಹೊಲದಲ್ಲಿ ಹಳ್ಳಿಗಳಲ್ಲೆಲ್ಲ ತಿಪ್ಪೆ ಮಾಡಿರ್ತಾರಲ್ಲ ಅದನ್ನೆಲ್ಲ ಗೊಬ್ಬರ ತಗೊಂಡು ಹಾಕ್ತಾರೆ. While adding that, they increase the nutrient in the soil. While adding the manure, adding the manure to increase the fertility of the soil. Soil the fertility, how the farmers are increasing means while adding the manure, they increasing the fertility of the soil, and even proper cultivating, proper plugging ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಹೊಲನ ಪ್ರಾಪರ್ ಆಗಿ ಪ್ಲಗಿಂಗ್ ಮಾಡೋದು, ಹೊಲ ಉಳುಮೆ ಮಾಡೋದು, ಪ್ರಾಪರ್ ಆಗಿ proper plugging of the land. First what they, before adding the seeds, before adding the whatever they wanted to cultivate the plants, before doing that, first they will do the preparation of the soil prepare ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. How they were preparing the soil? They were using the tractor, plugging or cultivator. They were using those tools. They were first preparing the soil. After preparation of the soil, they were adding the manure, organic and inorganic manures. They were adding the manure, and next one is they were supplying the water, and next they were sowing the seeds. ಬೀಜನ ಬಿತ್ತುತ್ತಾರೆ. ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ, ಹೊಲನ ಉಳುಮೆ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಹೊಲದಲ್ಲಿ ಗೊಬ್ಬರ ಹಾಕ್ತಾರೆ, ಸಗಣಿ ಗೊಬ್ಬರ ಇರ್ಬೋದು, ರಾಸಾಯನಿಕ ಗೊಬ್ಬರ ಇರ್ಬೋದು, that they were adding. And third one is they were supplying the water ಎಲ್ಲ ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗಿ ಎಷ್ಟು ಕ್ವಾಂಟಿಟಿ ಬೇಕು ಅಷ್ಟೆಲ್ಲ ಹಾಕ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು next they were adding the seeds, or they were planting the small plants. They were doing that. Understand? These are the how the nutrients are replenished in the soil. They were adding the manure and then fertilizers, and nitrogen content fertilizers also they were adding. And even in the soil, the rhizobium bacteria is present. Rhizobium bacteria is present in the soil. That helps that can take the atmospheric nitrogen compound, and then they were that converted into nitrate. That nitrate is help for the growth and development of the plant body. And even the crop this year they were crop replacement means one year they were growing a paddy crop, and next year they were changing the leguminous crops. In the leguminous crops, in the legume, the root nodules of the leguminous plants, the rhizobium bacteria is present more. That's why if you do crop rotation means that also help to increase the soil fertility. Doing the crop rotation that help for the soil fertility. Understand? And proper adding the manure and crop rotation that will help for the fertility of the soil. In this lesson, what we have discussed: autotrophs, heterotrophs, photosynthesis, symbiosis, and host organism, parasite organism, saprotrophic organism, and then rhizobium bacteria. What are the uses of the rhizobium bacteria, and how the soil replenishment takes place? That we are discussing this class. Autotroph means the brown color pigmented leaves are also we had seen. Last one is how nutrients are replenished in the soil by adding the manure and by the help of the rhizobium bacteria and crop rotation, that will help for the soil replenishment and soil get the fertility, that will increase the fertility of the soil. Thank you.